Welcome again, Bruno Skvorc. I interviewed you before, but there are some questions left. And that's about the top 10 blockchain, the most interesting, the top 10. Which one do we have to focus on?
The presentation that I talked about was actually top 5 because we ran out of time, but it was mainly alternatives to Ethereum. So not top 10 blockchains in general, but the self-proclaimed Ethereum-killers. And those would be, I would say, Neo, EOS, Eternity, maybe...
Cardano? Cardano?
Yeah, maybe, yeah, Cardano. And I think that's more or less it.
More or less it. And why are they
well, they're all
competitors of Ethereum?
They're all promising to be the blockchain 3.0.
Okay.
Which means they're coming with some bells and whistles built in that Ethereum had to build custom on top of its existing platform. So these will be state channels like the Lightning Network and its alternatives.
The new ones have better fundamentals.
Kind of. The idea is to have better throughput of transactions, more transactions per second from the get-go. Maybe on-chain governance so that people can vote for changes.
Because there's always discussion about Ethereum, Is it good enough?
Yeah, the thing is that most people think that these problems are easy to fix, and then they come up with a solution that they just quickly deploy. But they often fail to clarify why they didn't suggest that solution to Ethereum, because they're very open to suggestions. And if they did, they will say that they were rejected, which is kind of, if they were rejected for a reason. You have to, in order to get a higher transaction throughput, you have to make sacrifices. You will either sacrifice security or you will sacrifice something else. So Ethereum is just not ready to make those sacrifices, and they're working on perfecting their current technology rather than sacrificing part of their blockchain just to advance an agenda.
Ethereum is now in a transformation process. Proof of work, proof of stake, very prestigious project. That's there's a lot of people looking forward to that. If they're gonna transform themselves, they're gonna be a big. It's gonna be a big improvement.
It is. If they pull it off and if it works out fine, we're gonna see much higher throughput of transactions. We're going to see cheaper transactions. We're going to see fewer Ether generated per block. So unexpected price rise because fewer Ether will be created. And in general, the network should be more secure under the proof of stake system.
Any other alternative? You mentioned a few. The one more you can mention, which is interesting.
Zilliqa is trying very hard to be a competitor in this space. They've recently emerged. And they have this very interesting idea of sharding, of auto-sharding, where the more nodes join the system, the more shards are automatically created. So new nodes are kind of bunched into a bubble, into a shard. They process their transactions separately and then kind of combine them every so often with the main chain. And they have certain innovations in the proof of work, proof of stake space that I won't go into, but in general, their idea is valid, but the sharding aspect is the same one that Ethereum is considering. And the problem of syncing up the shards still remains in Turing-complete languages, which is what Ethereum has and Zilliqa doesn't right now.
There's still room for improvement.
Still room
in general,
for improvement.
that's
across the board.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.